Jeff, you and I, we've talked on a number of occasions actually about the Far Cry universe. And, you know, Far
Yes.
Cry, it's definitely had like, you know, some
It's ups and downs.
yeah, just like any franchise pretty much. Well,
Yeah. Be honest, I'm a bigger fan of the spin-off games of Far Cry. Like,
are you?
yeah, I loved
Yeah.
Blood Dragon. I loved Primal. Primal being probably one of my favorite games of all time, but that I'm biased because I like ancient creatures and stuff.
I liked Primal too. Yeah.
New Dawn was interesting. I played it a little bit. I did enjoy like the apocalyptic aspect of it. I thought that was very cool. Not to mention it was just pretty much a direct sequel of the 5th game,
Yeah.
which I think is what they were trying to do because Far Cry 5 was really successful. And he says, why don't we expand on this a little more? Instead of making Far Cry 6 connected to Far Cry 5, why don't we just, because they've never done that before.
Right.
Each Far Cry has had different characters, different villains, just same gameplay, which is fine.
Yeah.
That works. Far Cry does it pretty well.
Yeah. I loved Far Cry 5. I loved 3.
All 3, really good.
Wasn't that
Voss.
Voss? Yeah. They've done a great job with their villains.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. Well, anyways, Jeff, there was
I mean, one of them had Gus Frigg.
Yeah.
He did such a good job as him.
And the newest one, 6, was Giancarlo Esposito was the main villain in that one.
Yeah, it was more of like
what was it? Well, I forget his name actually.
I forget the name, but I remember the
6.
premise of just this dictator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was different. Yeah, and I think that I liked Far Cry 5. I think Far Cry 5, actually, I got to play it again because I think that the 5th one was probably my favorite, just from like a lore, just kind of like, and we talk about like the whole cult setting with the Seed family.
I enjoyed like the aspect that it's in the US.
Yeah.
Because usually
wasn't it like Montana?
Yeah, it was like Montana. Yeah. So it was interesting to see like them take an aspect out of the US era and the crazy people that live in the South.
Yeah. It was absolutely unreal. Well, anyways, they're following up Far Cry 6 with what looks to be a leak came out, and it's called code name or whatever. They're saying Far Cry 7 Rise, and apparently this is going to be a New England setting.
Ooh.
Wealthy family called the Bennett's, who are they're engaged in like a power struggle similar to. Do you ever see the show Succession?
No.
Okay, so it's kind of like everybody within this family is trying to figure out who is going to be the successor. They run like in Succession, the show, they run like all of these, they have like an amusement park empire. They own a bunch of amusement parks, and the family, as their father is aging, is trying to figure out who's going to be the successor to him after he passes away. So it sounds like it's similar with this game. You have this wealthy family that is engaging in like a significant power struggle set in New England.
That's going to be interesting.
Really interesting.
Like an urban area. That's going to be weird.
It started right. We talked about Far Cry 5. It kind of reminds me of this, you know, like this, well, in Far Cry 5, you had the family, right? The Seed family. Now that was very much so cultish. I don't know how.
I imagine this is going to be more gangster affiliated.
Yeah, something.
Some sort of gang, some sort of clubs or whatever.
Right.
What year is this going to take place in?
I'm not sure.
Ooh, okay.
I didn't get that yet.
Well, they've always kind of gone with like the modern aspect of Far Cry, except for Primal, obviously, because well, you know, caveman. But yeah, they've always seemed to like stick with like this could happen today, type situation, which I like. I do like that, except for like I said, Primal and Blood Dragon.
Yeah. Well, the other, you know, I just from hearing about it, I probably wouldn't have as much of an opinion about it if we didn't already have a game like Far Cry 5, which had like this family and they're all like twisted, sick in the head, created this really interesting story. So I'm actually really excited to, if this leak comes true, a lot of people are saying that this is pretty legit. You know, New England, I'm down.
Yeah.
Wealthy family, they're having these issues internally. It should be really interesting.
I think it'll be pretty good.
I'm wondering if they're going to try to follow it up from Far Cry 6, or are they trying to go back to like following after the nuke in Far Cry 5? I don't know when they're doing, like exactly what they're thinking.
They usually
here.
Don't when it comes to the next Far Cry.
I know,
game.
it's usually totally separate.
It's usually totally separate, except for I think 5 had Voss in it or something as a cameo.
In 5? I thought that was 6.
No, yeah, sorry, 6. Yeah, it's 6.
The son?
Yeah, no, it wasn't the son, but I know Voss was in the game.
Well, I thought it was the kid, wasn't it?
No, that's not Voss.
or what was it? Yeah, I'm trying to
But
remember.
I distinctly.
Oh, it was like there was a bunch of people who broke it down like the kid was Voss, but then and that was like in the trailers or early trailers for 6 or
Yeah.
something because it
But
was right
then,
next to Giancarlo.
and then we see Voss with a freaking beard
Oh
in the
yeah,
game.
yeah,
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 so
yeah.
everyone just like everyone thought it was gonna be Voss, but like no, that's not him. But here is him, just off the side, and he's actually not fucking crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited about it for sure.
Wasn't there a spin-off game that they did where you get to play as all the villains?
In Far Cry?
Yeah, I distinctly remember seeing something where you play as Joseph Seed, Pagan Min, and Voss. I distinctly remember something like that.
No shit.
I don't remember what it was called, but I remember seeing like a couple like seconds of gameplay of it. I think it was DLC.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah. Maybe.
I think it was a DLC for
I think you're right.
6, maybe? I don't remember.
I haven't played it. I didn't play the DLC for
I didn't
sure.
play 6. I didn't play 6. I played a bit
Oh,
of
you didn't play 6 at all?
No, I didn't play 6 at
No?
all. I
Okay.
played 5.
Okay.
I played a lot of 5 because I liked it, and I did
Five was for sure
Good.
way better than 6. But 6 I would say because I think it's on Game Pass, it's actually pretty good. Like I mean it's not as good as 5.
Yeah.
Like
I enjoyed 5 because cheeseburger. I love cheeseburger, man.
yeah.
I love them.
5 was really good.
It had some really funny moments in 5. Like there were really good ones, but 3 will always be my favorite out of the Far Cry
3
games.
was really good, man. Yeah, 3 was
It was so good.
It was incredible. Well, this leads me with Far Cry 7 Rise or Far Cry 7 or whatever. There was also a part of the leak that came out outside of like the setting that this is going to be the first time that they're introducing an extraction multiplayer. Which I was like, I don't know. I always said like that. I always felt that Far Cry should have some form of multiplayer because I mean, like you look at the weapons.
It's always had co-op.
It's always had co-op, yeah. But I always felt like, they could. I just thought that there was like a missed opportunity with like having some form of.
I can see it working if it's separate from the main game.
Right.
Because you already have co-op, like 2-player co-op. That's pretty much all you need when it comes to Far Cry game. But a separate game would be not a separate game, but like a separate side thing to do on the side would be fun.
Do you think it should be like a free to play, or do you think that I mean, it's Ubisoft, so
it's Ubisoft.
I'm feeling
so
like they'll
put a price tag on
They
it.
probably have to because of the downfall of X Defiant and stuff.
Man, that's still such a disappointment.
Yeah, I know for sure.
It had such potential.
I'm interested. What is with all the extraction multiplayers lately?
I don't know. I think with the rise of DMC coming back and the success of a lot of other extraction multiplayers like Escape from Tarkov, I think that was when it really started like bumping up, is when Escape of Tarkov came out.
Yeah,
because that was such a good like extraction shooter. And then even though Hunt came out before that, it just didn't compare.
I like Hunt more than Escape from Tarkov.
I love Hunt.
I think Tarkov, dude. I just like I've played it. I'm like, dude, this is I don't know. It's not really for me.
It's very immersive, and I love that. Like you have to pay attention to everything.
You're talking about Tarkov right now?
No, I'm talking about Hunt.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, yes.
Hunt. You gotta pay attention to birds flying away, branches snapping, people crouching in bushes. And one thing I've noticed that Hunt does extremely well, better than any other multiplayer shooter, is the enemy characters can blend in seamlessly to the background. Because usually when you, like, I'm pretty sure you've noticed, but you probably will as soon as I tell you, is whenever you're playing against other players in a shooter, you can always kind of tell if they're an actual player, is the best way to describe it. Like, you can always tell it's a different between NPCs.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's just the shape of the model. You can always kind of see a small outline of it or whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
Hunt doesn't have that.
Yeah.
So they're just easily blending into darkness, bushes, everything.
Yeah, and there's some really good players on that game.
Yeah, it's very... And another fun thing I like is that you have to manually reload.
Yeah.
You can't, as soon as you run out of your mag, it doesn't automatically reload for you. You have to manually reload.
Yeah.
And since most of the guns are from the 1860s or 1870s or 1880s, a lot of them don't have mags. So a lot of them have to reload individual bullets or have a revolver with a speed loader. But again, if you reload with the speed loader and you still have bullets in your chamber, you lose those bullets.
Yeah. I really, like I said, I like Hunt way more than, and you know what though? It's probably
and
because
they did recently, I think like a year ago, they bumped up their stuff to like, what's the term? They bumped it up to Unreal Engine 5.
Hunt Showdown.
Yeah. It was like a Hunt Showdown 1886.
1886. Yeah.
Yeah. They just bumped it up to.
Well, what's cool about it is, and I've liked Hunt a lot more than Escape from Tarkov, but the guy, I think probably part of the reason why I like Hunt more is because Crytek are the ones who made it, and Crytek are the guys who did the Crysis games. Yeah. And Crysis, I always liked it. You know, growing up, I really liked those games on the 360.
You can tell when they care about a game. Like, seriously, I love Hunt. The only thing I'll complain about it is there's not a lot of main bounties. There's the main 3. Butcher, Spider, Scrapbeak, and they did one special for Post Malone during like his murder circus or whatever it was called. It was like a Siamese bear type thing. It was freaking gnarly.
Are they still doing that one?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if the bear is just in like the cycle of characters or whatever, but I haven't seen it since.
Yeah.
And then there's two side hunts, which is like a gator, electric gator. It's weird. And then you have this giant immolator, which is like, it shoots like giant fireballs and mortars, and fire is very dangerous in that game. Like, that's one of the worst things to happen to is when you get burned, because then you lose maximum health.
Yeah.
And that just sucks.
Yeah, no, I'm all in for, you know, at least seeing what they can do with a, you know, Far Cry Extraction multiplayer. Who knows? It could be something interesting. I'm more excited about the single player story and the co-op for sure.
I might watch it because I'm not a big Far Cry fan. I might watch it because if it takes place in New England, it piques my interest. That alone just piques my interest. If it's on Game Pass, I'll definitely play it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, the question is for all you guys: what do you guys think about Far Cry 7? What are your thoughts about, you know, Far Cry as a franchise at this point in time? And are you guys excited about, you know, this current setting to the multiplayer and things of that nature? Let us know down in the comment section down below, and let us know your thoughts.